Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Hayden Nix along with Mr. Thomas Lipham. We're back at the Museum of Discovery. This time though, this is not an at-home discovery, but this is one that we decided would be really fun to show. It's one that kind of involves a little more weather side of things, so I'm really excited to see what this one's all about. Thomas, take it away. This is called a nitrogen cloud.
That's right. So as we're getting towards the end of summer, we're seeing some really spectacular clouds outside. So we thought we'd show you one of our best demonstrations at the Museum of Discovery. That is the nitrogen cloud. Now, typically, this room and our atmosphere is filled with almost 80% nitrogen. Most people think oxygen, but that's less than 20%. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you nitrogen, but instead of in the gas phase, we're going to look at it in its liquid phase. Okay. So as you can see, I've got my safety glasses on. You'll put those on as well. Now this nitrogen, in order for it to go from a gas phase down to a condensed liquid phase, it has to be very, very cold. Okay. So this stuff is about negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me show you what that looks like. It's extremely cold, and it's so cold that it will start condensing the moisture in the air into a fog.
I can already feel that cold air.
It is really impressive how quickly it cools things off. So just in a moment, it's going to immediately create this fog. Now we're going to accelerate the heating up of this nitrogen with this right here. Okay. Would you like to do the honors?
I'll do it.
So all you have to do is gently pour it into the center of this container.
Okay.
And we're going to see that hot water heat up our liquid nitrogen.
Okay. Now, I pour all of it in there?
Let's go like a good 1 second pour.
1 second pour? Okay. Are you ready at home? Here we go.
There it is.
Wow.
So you saw immediately that hot water caused the liquid nitrogen to boil into a gas. And this gas, these are little tiny water droplets and liquid nitrogen vapor that's flying around the room. And we're very familiar with nitrogen. It's, like I said, all around us. So there's no harm to us as long as we're in a well-ventilated room. Now, this is not an at-home discoveries, but it is a phenomenal way to explore how a cloud is developed. Now, you know quite a bit about this, about the cloud development outside. And even though this is forming in a slightly different way, we're still seeing that water vapor, those little water droplets right here.
Yeah, and that's the really cool part of thunderstorms too, is you've got very humid air at the surface, and then it heats up, and then it's rising. So when it's rising, it's cooling and condensing into something that you can see, and that's how a cloud forms. But they're super tiny droplets of water, so they're able to stay suspended in the air. Now, we are accelerating the process here compared to the slow take that it does for the atmosphere, but either way, it's really, really cool.
You ready to make a bigger cloud?
Bigger than that?
Absolutely.
I'm ready for it. Let's go.
All right, so we're going to go up in scale.
Okay.
And what we've got is a pitcher inside here. We are going to fill that pitcher with 500 milliliters of liquid nitrogen. Okay. Now, that's going to be about 5 times as much as what we just used in our first demonstration. So you'll see our cloud is going to be, well, about 5 times bigger.
Is it okay for my heartbeat to be a little bit faster now?
That's appropriate because this is indeed involving risk. So what we do at the Museum of Discovery is anytime we're doing a demonstration, we follow our safety protocol so that we can do the demonstration in a really fun way, but also a really safe way. So we've done this one many, many times. If you've been to the Museum of Discovery and you've seen us do liquid nitrogen, it's one of our absolute favorites because it's visually so spectacular. So we have our nitrogen right here. And in this container, we're going to be putting some boiling hot water.
All right.
And today, we're going to do equal ratios. So we're going to do 500 and 500. So you see I fill this up, and you can see some vapor here. So that's getting along the lines of clouds.
Really, really cold and really hot, about to be brought together. I'm smiling, by the way, behind this.
That's right. So we're going to add our nitrogen into our metal container. We don't want to thermally shock our Pyrex. So we're going to set that off to the side.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, when we pour this, we're both going to step to the side.
Okay.
Are you ready to see our big cloud?
I'm ready.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Woo!
Now that's a cloud.
Wow. You got up on the ceiling.
I told you we're going to hit the ceiling.
Wow.
That's what I love about this demonstration is you get to see this awesome change. Now, the weird thing is this is not a chemical change.
Okay.
This is purely a physical change. We're just doing a change in state of matter. Okay. So we have nitrogen that's vaporizing, and we have our water that's actually being forced into a bunch of really small droplets, okay. And that's why we're seeing this really cool vapor. And the reason this vapor is falling down is because it's cold. Yeah. And if you physically feel the vapor, you can feel it cold, and cold stuff is usually denser, especially if it's the same stuff. So we have room temperature nitrogen, and we have cold nitrogen. So this colder nitrogen vapor is going to fall down, which is pretty spectacular looking.
That was awesome. I really enjoyed that one. Hey, you know, you can always see fun like this at the Museum of Discovery. Again, this wasn't an at-home discovery, but this kind of shows you some of the things that they will do here at the museum, so I encourage you to come by and check it out. But it's going to wrap it up with this awesome experiment. I want to thank Thomas for letting us come by and check this out. We'll see you next time with another episode. See you then.